Afternoon, everyone. It's Adrian Hardy here again, the patient rep at BNMS. And today I'm talking to Liz Frew, who went along in May to talk to our colleagues at the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons about her cancer journey, which started back in 2018 by accident by going to Well Woman Clinic and has continued ever since then. So Liz, fill us in. Well Woman Clinic and what happened after that?
Well, I can fill you in. So after that, my Well Woman Clinic, I ended up being sent for an ultrasound following what I thought was a little groin strain. It turned out not to be a groin strain, but I was told when I went to my hospital appointment I had cancer. I wasn't told what type of cancer at the time, but that was followed up quite quickly with another appointment, and I then found out I had neuroendocrine cancer, and the primary was in my small intestine. Unfortunately for me, I'd had it for a number of years, and it had spread. So I already had tumours in my liver, and my ovaries, and my womb, etc. And so I had to undergo major surgery. So that took place in October 18. And, well, I didn't think I would survive that surgery. In fact, I didn't really believe my surgeon when he told me how extensive the cancer was. And it took a bit of convincing. But he convinced me and the surgery went ahead. It took a while to get back on my feet after the surgery, but I have been fully supported both by family and by the wonderful NHS and the specialist teams in the NHS who are absolutely, I mean, where would we be without them? I have recovered after my surgery, got back on my feet, and I receive treatment every 4 weeks by way of injection. And I get supported by my specialist nurse. We have a chat every month and to see how I'm getting on. And so that's continued on for me wonderfully. However, a year ago, I experienced some discomfort, some pain, and at my checkup, I was told that my cancer was now playing up again and had spread into some lymph nodes. And I've got some patches on the side of my ribs and each side of my esophagus. And so a further treatment would be needed to try and stop the spread and further growth. And that's when my consultant came up with PRRT, which is a radiation treatment. So I was booked in for 4 sessions, each 8 weeks apart. And I go in on Monday morning, and my 2 astronauts, I call them, come in with the radiation, and I take the treatment through a cannula in both of my arms, and that lasts for the best part of the day, amino acids and radiation treatment. I stay overnight, and then the following day I have some scans, which are purely for the staff there to find out that the treatment has reached the target. Unfortunately, I have to wait till the end of the year to find out if my treatment has been a success. The inflammation it's created by the radiation wouldn't give me an accurate reading of what's happening. And so it's best to wait until a couple of months after the end of treatment. So I'm hoping to get a scan in September time and the results hopefully by November. And I've got everything crossed that this has been a success for me. I have had some benefits from the treatment already. I was in pain when the treatment started, and that pain has disappeared. I'm sleeping better at night. And although I've had some side effects from the radiation treatment, like some hair thinning and some mouth ulcers, and I feel fatigued a lot of the time, that is now starting to wear off. And so, as I say, I've got everything crossed that this has been a success for me. And how lucky am I?
So, I mean, you said to me you've just driven back from Switzerland, I think, south of
Yep.
France. So,
Yes.
quite a drive back there. You did stop en route, which is a sensible thing
Yes.
coming up Britain. So you've obviously got some energy and some enthusiasm there to carry
Oh,
on and
yes.
doing that. I know your daughter's there, so it's a good incentive to go down that way. Uh,
Yep.
but how else is you say you're living in the house with your sister and brother-in-law, so
Yep.
it's big enough to be separate. So you've got that benefit, haven't you, of en suite.
Yes. That's right.
You were saying you actually isolate for a fortnight after your treatment, don't you? 1 week solidly, and then a week a bit less sort of intensively, and
Yeah.
then you've got 6 weeks of relative freedom after that. Yeah.
That's right.
Um,
That's right. It's been ideal, I think, from where I stay. I mean, in the 6 weeks that I've got free, I can go out for a walk. I stay beside the seaside, and so some sea air and a short walk, I think, has really benefited me. I still think fatigue's been a big problem for me, and I know it's a kind of recognised side effect. However, it's not really stopped me from doing anything. If anything, I still do the same things, just a bit more slowly.
right.
So, it's fine.
And your professor, you said to me before, I'm presuming in Glasgow, has got.
Yes.
He says he's got a few more treatments he could try if PRRT doesn't work as successfully as you would like.
Yeah.
I think you also explained that he'd said to you, it's not a golden bullet. For some people it will work, for others it may not. So he was quite realistic in explaining to you that the ups and downs of the treatment, wasn't he?
Oh, yes, yes. I've been so lucky to have Professor Reid since the start of my treatment. And he is a very realistic person and a very experienced person. So I do hang on his every word. And I like the fact that he is black and white about things. I'm under no illusions. I live with a chronic illness, but I am absolutely supported 100% by these wonderful people, experts in their field that I can tap into anytime. And I cannot fault the NHS for the support I've been given through this time.
Yeah, so that's not only Professor Reed, but it's actually all the individual staff you meet on your
Yes.
various treatments, and you become almost friends with them, have you?
Oh, yes, absolutely. In fact, I was saying when I was at the conference recently, I told everyone in the room that they're all part of my specialist team. And that goes from the researchers, the drug companies, the people who make robots to administer drugs. Everyone in that room contributes towards my journey because without all of them, I wouldn't be here. It's so important, I think, to understand how fortunate we are to be in the UK and have these people behind you.
And the other thing you're working with is the neuroendocrine charity, you said yourself, where you're raising funds, but also trying to provide experiences for fellow patients like yourself, then to get
Yeah.
them out and about and really enjoying life as much as they can.
Well, that's right. And we try and do as much as we can within the group. We meet on the first Saturday of every month, and everyone's welcome to come. And we organise trips, we organise talks, we support one another. We always have our Christmas day out to the pantomime and then for Christmas dinner. Um, it's quite hard to manage a chronic illness all of the time, and we all have our ups and downs, but we really are a great support to one another. And I do think it's important that patients get that opportunity to meet one another and chat and have a day out, get some relief from it. Equally important is raising funds for research and for trials. And I think that's really important. We do a lot of that. We do the kilt walk every year to try and raise some money, along with various other initiatives to try and pile more money in. And hopefully, one day, we'll find a cure.
Hopefully you will.
Oh,
Thank you very much for your enthusiastic response there and telling us
that's okay.
what's been going on. And look forward to finding out from you later in the year what the results have been. If you're happy to share them
Oh,
with us,
of course I will be.
we
And
will.
I've got everything crossed.
I'll talk to you next year as well. Okay, thanks very much, Liz. I'll turn the recording off now.
Okay.